In the 80s and 90s, American cars were going through a rough patch. But I'm happy to say, America's back, baby! This is a 2020 Chevy Corvette, the most iconic American sports car, and now the best value in the exotic car segment. With a new facelift and a brand new mid-engine design, let me tell you, this car is a head turner. Today, I'm in sunny Orlando to show you why I think this is one of the best sports cars ever. After that, I will show you some of my favorite features. I'll take it for a drive and give you some driving impressions. And after that, I'm going to tell you what to look for if you are planning to buy one of these. First things first, this car is fast. Usain Bolt might as well be riding in a golf cart in comparison. With a 6.2 liter V8, dual clutch Tremec 8-speed transmission, this baby can take you to 60 in just 2.9 seconds. That's faster than a Will Smith slap. But don't worry, this car isn't just a one-trick pony. It's got some fancy technology as well. The infotainment system is a sleek and easy to use dashboard with an integrated 12-inch touchscreen. And let's not forget about the front-facing cameras that help you navigate those pesky parking lots. And now let's talk about the design. The 2020 Chevy Corvette is sleek, sexy, and just a little bit crazy. If Batman decided to trade the Batmobile, this might fit right in. And with 12 different colors to choose from, you can find the right match to your personality or your shoes. The 2020 Chevy Corvette is a dream come true for any one of us who loves speed, style, and a little bit of adventure. And with a starting price of about $60,000, it's not out of reach for us mere mortals. So go ahead, buy one, treat yourself, you deserve it. And now let's take a look around the car. Go into the inside where I'll show you some of my favorite features, then take it for a drive, and at the end I will show you some of the things that you should look for if you're planning on buying one. Starting right here in the front end with very aggressive styling, you have your headlights here with daylight running, look amazing on the highway. Aggressive front end with vents, functional vents for your cooling. You have your two cameras here which serve as monitoring for your parking areas or your PDR system when you're at the track. We'll talk more about that once we get inside. The lines flow right through here. As you can see, the nice wheels with a Z51 braking package upgrade. Everything flows all the way through the back, allowing the airflow to go through. You got vents right here for cooling the engine, all the way through the back where these wings right here apply downforce to keep you planted. Very, very, very cool look. And then wrapping it up right here, we can see the tail lights. Incredible, very controversial tail lights, but I think it's a very modern look, and it's still, it says Corvette to me, it's just that they're not round. And then right here, you can see all the lights coming back down. It's beautiful styling. Rear view camera, and then coming all the way down to the end right here, you can see the Stingray badge. Isn't that cool? And then we pop this here, you can see the trunk, and right in here, the amazing 6.2 liter V8 engine just sitting there looking pretty. And then looking around the inside of the cabin, you can see the dash here, very, very nice, with the dash looking pretty there. Many performance features. You can see here, you have everything that you need for track day, tire temperature. You have your G-force meter. It tells you about your cooling system. It tells you your oil temperature. and it keeps the lap times as well. And the PDR system is phenomenal in this car. You can actually go in here and select your PDR system. Let me go to home, and then you can go to PDR. Say okay to that, and then in here you can actually start recording your track sessions so that you can see real time with data overlay how your lap went and continue to improve. The whole interior of this car is just incredible. I love how everything feels in here, just like an airplane cockpit. And I love the stack here. It was a bit controversial when it first came out. People were, not very thrilled about, all the buttons here lined up. But it's very simple to use. And after a while, you know what? It kind of makes sense to have them here. In here you have option to look at your front camera, so it gives you a view of the front camera. You have your park, reverse, neutral, drive, and manual selections right here. And then a lot of your standard, paddle shifters here, steering wheel heater, cruise control, and a couple of different buttons to control different settings in the car. Now, up above is the heads-up display, and you can kind of see it there. I mean, it's kind of hard to see because of the camera, but it is there blinking, and you can actually change the height of the heads-up display. You can now see it moving around, which is pretty cool. You can change that, and you can change how it looks, the kind of data that it displays for you, which is pretty cool. Up above, you have your backup camera linked or connected to this rear view mirror. You can have it where it's an actual mirror and you can see it there, or you can flip this little handle here and it serves as a monitor. It's a pretty cool feature, and you just got to be careful with the glare during the day with the top off. You do get a lot of glare and it's not as visible. And then right below here we have your front and trunk poppers, right? You hit these buttons to open either the front or the trunk. Now you want to be careful with this because you have a little pocket here, and I can imagine people putting like bottles or things like that in here. So I can see people actually putting stuff on top of this and either popping the trunk or the front. Front obviously being a lot more dangerous. Now it does have the safety latch, so it'll stay latched and hooked. It's not gonna flip open completely, but still be careful putting stuff in here because this can activate the front or the trunk and pop them open. Another cool feature that we have here is in the dash you have multiple settings. Performance timer, you can actually time your 0 to 60 times. Pretty cool stuff. You have a lot of things here. You can configure your PDR, which is your performance data recorder. You can have a G monitor and many other features. And while we're in here, I think it's time we take this puppy for a drive. Right, so driving the Chevy Corvette C8, and what an amazing machine this car is. There's some pet peeves, there's some issues that I have with it, which I will cover that in the end, but overall, what a great sports car this is. Chevy has really outdone themselves. This is a completely new platform, and they've done a great job with it. Starting right off the bat, sitting low to the ground as you would expect on a nice sports car. Very good sitting position. The seat cushioning is a bit harsh, I think, for this type of car, but overall you do have two different seat options to choose from. Everything is within reach, comfortable, ergonomical. You can see everything. The heads-up display right in front of you keeps your eye on the road or the track wherever you're at. This one has the Z51 package, which has better brakes and a couple little tuning elements to help you on track. Visibility is quite nice in this car. I've been driving this car now for a few hundred miles, and I can see myself driving this car every day without a problem. It's very comfortable. Everything is within reach. Everything works. The dual clutch transmission works pretty good, even in traffic. You can actually enjoy it on any weather, any day. I wouldn't say any road, but you know, most roads it's fine with. Guys, if you're shy and don't want attention, don't get this car. What an attention whore this car is. Everybody's looking at it, giving you the thumbs up. Everybody wants to talk to you, check out the car. Definitely in terms of performance, what a great car. Now look, for the price, I'm not going to complain. It's a decent engine. If you want something much better, certainly go for the Z06 that's now available. But you know, I wish they would have increased the rev limiter a little bit higher, and maybe induct some of the sound, the engine sound, into the cabin, just to get you more of an like audible experience while you're driving. Another thing that I want to point out is that the gas pedal, for me, it feels not as responsive on this car. You have to give it a lot of throttle for the power to kick in. And just driving around highway and things like that, I just feel like my feet are getting tired just from having to give it so much gas. I wish that it would have been protruded more out and being more sensitive to input, so that you don't feel as tired over time. And now you're really pumped and excited to buy one of these. But listen, let me tell you something. I have people reaching out to me all the time after the fact, after they've made a purchase, asking for advice. Look, I messed up. What I want you to do is find yourself someone who can help you before the fact. Look, you want to reach out to me? Send me a DM, reach me right here, send me an email, up to you. I'll help you out. But look, you need an advocate, somebody who's familiar with the market to help you find the car that you're looking for. Now, I've made the most comprehensive checklist on the internet. You can download that right from my website and use that as your basis to buy pretty much any car. But now I want to highlight some of the things that you should look for this car specifically. And then at the end, I am going to make some predictions into the future as to some of the things that you might have a problem beyond 2023 when we're making this video. So stay tuned. So one of the first things you want to look at is paint chips. This is a very low car. You're going to have paint chips all over the place if the car has had any use. So you can encounter a lot of paint chips right here, front fascia, this front. You can have some damage, especially around the targa top, where people continuously remove and put it back together. So look for paint chips around all these different areas, because this is a costly repair. I mean, paint chips damage potentially the whole unit, and you have to redo the whole thing again, repaint the whole piece. So for instance, this whole front bumper could cost you $600 to $800 just to repaint that front bumper. So make sure you look at that. The next thing I want you to look at is your wheels. Now here is where an experienced shop or a dealership can help you the most. These wheels are light, and this car, even though it's kind of light for today's day and age, it is still a relatively heavy car, 3,600 pounds, with very light wheels, very aggressive suspension. These wheels are seeing a lot of damage. So you want to make sure that you take a look at the wheels and make sure that they're not bent. For you to repair a bent wheel, you're potentially looking at $200 to $300 per wheel. Now, the next thing I want you to look at is in here, which will come up if you do a PPI, a pre-purchase inspection. Now, these cars are equipped with a mass airflow unit, and within there are hydrocarbon pads. After a period of usage, become loose and give you a check engine error. So you want to make sure that you check out those for potential issues. There's also been minor reports of overheating issues and some transmission issues. Now, it's a brand new design, brand new build. You're gonna have things happen. Chevy had to make a completely new assembly line for this car specifically. So all these things being a first for a company creates some challenges, and you may see that as an end user and potentially have some things that you have to deal with, right? I don't want to say you're going to be a guinea pig, but you are. And now I'm going to put on my thinking cap. I'm going to look into the stars, imaginary stars, and I'm going to make some predictions for you so that in 2029, when you're watching this video about a used Corvette, you can say, huh, Miguel. First prediction that I'm going to do is issues with your transmissions, drivetrain, and potential axle issues. What you have happening here is you have a whole new platform that was designed by Chevy, including the manufacturing facility where these cars have been built. Lots of firsts generate issues. So in addition to that, Chevy requires that you service this transmission every 22,000 miles. And when you put a service interval that low, you're going to get user error. People are not going to maintain it, and they will start to develop issues. So in the future, you're going to see a lot of transmission issues with these cars. Now, Tremec, great company, make great transmissions, but it's also a first for them. So look out for that in the future. Another prediction I want to do is you may have manifold issues. If you are looking for one of these cars in 2029, you are most likely going to have some sort of manifold issues. Why, Miguel? Why? Well, you have vents right here to let the air escape. And what's going to happen is that when it rains, when you wash your car, when it snows, and then it melts, and all that water drains right on top of both of your manifolds, you're gonna start having some issues with your manifolds. Either rust, you're gonna have leaks, or cracks on your manifolds. So look for that in the future. Thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you find this video helpful and informative. If you do, give me some thumbs up. Leave some comments below. It may help other people in the community. And don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Be careful when you open the door with the key, because there's bolts here that can scratch your hand.